Hi, good evening, each and every students here. Uh, Again, I am going to just narrate a story. How did I pass my life and worked with my father in the same company? How did I enter? C133 Sector 2 Noida. C133, again I take the name Diamond Export C133. It was the first export company I entered there. Before this company, I also entered in Sector 6. It was I think a company where oil manufacturing was going on there, and his manager still lives in the same locality I live there. Okay, and I would meet in upcoming days. I want to meet him very soon, and so let's start just knowing about how I spent my time with my father in the same company. Actually, what happened that one of my villagers, he was a supervisor in that company, and unfortunately he is no more nowadays. He died because of his poor health. So he helped my father to come there and do the work as a supervisor in garments factory there. My father started doing the work because my father had good experience, nice experience of export company, mostly the sweaters and cotton garments and denim. So my father took me with him, and it is, I think it is the time of 2002. I think February or March, something else. Yeah, it was the time, February or March. When my villager saw me, he told me, "Chandan, how are you?" I bade him good morning and namaste. He told me, "Okay, Chandan, did you come here?" I told him, "I came with the father for doing the work with him." And what kind of work was there? There was a table, and there were several pieces on the table, and it had the cluster of yarn, and we had a cutter in our hands, and we to cut each and every yarn and give all the pieces of the clothes a proper shape. Even a single yarn should not have been left there, because it could not be passed there through the supervisors, through the initial checking or the final checking there. So we had the cutters. There were several persons, they were there, they were with me. They were, I think they were very senior to me, not junior to me. I think 17 years old, 18 years old, 19 years old. Many of them were above 18 years old, but I was only there 14 or 15 years old there. I was working with them, and I was feeling happy because I was getting 1200 salary per month in those days, and for overtime I used to get another salary for that. I used to have also the half night and full night sometimes, and we used to earn very well there, and we used to have the happiness there. My friends, there were several friends, they used to do the work in the same company and factories, and one by one they separated us because I left the company, and we started doing the work with my father at the shop there. So what happened there? There were some incidents I saw there in the company. The first incident, the same incident I saw that when I worked with my mother in the companies, that there were the female workers, there were the girls, there were, I think, 16 years old, 17 years old or 18 years old, and the boys used to pass the bad comments, and boy used to just tell me also to pass the bad comments towards them. Boys used to tell me, if you want to live with us, then you need to also pass the negative comments towards these females. And they were, I think, many of them were unmarried. Some of them were married. They used to do the work over there. But some of the uncle, they were 35 years old, 40 years old or 50 years old. They were not in such in organized way. such a way where they used to pass the lewd comments towards the females there. They used to tell us that you are younger and you should not pass the lewd comments towards them, and they had the sympathetic nature towards the females. So all of them were not bad, many of them were also good, and they had tender nature, they had the beautiful natures towards working females in the companies. So I saw the same kinds of the condition there. And now there, what was the timing of the company? I think we had to enter into the company, I think 9 a.m. and by 6 a.m. We had the complete hour of except lunch hour to do the work there. We had also tea lunch there at 4 p.m. and I came out with my father to nearby tea stall for have a cup of tea and with other articles there. And what happened that there was the cucumber and other articles used to be sold there for the lunch purpose, and we had the lunch there. My father used to tell me that this is the piece, this is the work, you have to just do the work in this way. And whenever there was the night schedule, that time we used to have the fooding money. I think in those days 10 rupees or 20 rupees. 10 rupees for half night and 20 rupees for full night in those days. Now, what kind of the encountering I had with the supervisors there? There were two persons, I can't name them personally because it would be published publicly. So I don't want to just do like that. One of the supervisor, he lives still nearby me. He was very cruel and he used to scold us several times. He targeted us and presented the target for 50 pieces, for 60 pieces for whole day. What happened that there were some pieces which had less number of the yarn, but there were some pieces which had the large number of the yarns. If you cut with the cutters, then it took at least half an hour or 1 hour to complete only one piece. So whoever had the less number of the yarn piece, she was very happy. And I also thought in those days I had the same quality or same kind of the pieces, but luckily I had, but not in a complete number or many number either. Okay, I think that the persons who were there standing nearby the table, and we did not we had not the we did not have the permission of only sitting only a single minute except the lunch hour or the evening 4 p.m. Lunch time. We used to only have the rest for half or 1 hour whenever we had the night schedule there, and again the following day we had to be ready for the next schedule. So such regulations was in action, and we had to manage the rules and regulation for the companies. The person as in the form of the supervisor did not acknowledge that we were the tender boys, we were still not past 15 or 16 years old. He used to scold us in a very deep order, and never had any compassion towards even the younger ages person doing the work in the company. Thereafter another supervisor he came, he also was very cruel. He did not have the sympathetic nature towards us, and he always chided to those who obstructed or who disobeyed his question, and he also presented target to all the members working there in the company, and never expected any negative answers from all the members working there, and always told them for dire consequences in coming days. they were threatened, we were threatened for the terminal of the job in coming days. And many of the time they used to tell us, Chatu, you will lose the job, you would lose the job. And sometimes they used to also tell me, from tomorrow, don't come. You don't have to come from tomorrow. Don't come tomorrow. You are not the person of working there. You don't know how to do the work here. You don't have the ability to do the work here. You person, don't come here from tomorrow. So such kind of the comments he passed several times. I sometimes wept bitterly in the company whenever there was the lunch hour, because I recalled my grandfather days. My grandfather used to love me in the childhood, and he used to serve me sweets, samosa, and all our favorite desserts whenever he took us to the marketplace with my with my elder sister in the Pali market, Pali Bazaar there. Still, it is a famous market. It is located in Darbhanga district, and still it is a beautiful village with a market decorated there. In those days, we had very youngest friends and chums there. They helped us in the need of hour in those days. And in those days, these were the days, they are unforgettable days, and one can't forget from one's memory. So subsequently, what happened that after the lunch, when I wept bitterly because of supervisor's hard word and harsh word, he never had the sympathetic nature towards all of the working persons or the boys and girls there. So after listening several times from these supervisors, these lethargic supervisors, sometimes we became habitual for that. Because earlier we were new, but now we thought that if we had to do the work in the company, we would have to bear all such words, tolerate all such words. So somehow we managed to live there. Once upon a time in the same company, what happened that one of my villager who helped my father and me for the job, it was I think 8 p.m. in the evening. Yeah, 8 p.m. in the evening. It was about to now leave for the company. Now each and every I think a person after the overtime, and they were about to come out from the factory. So one of the supervisor, he passed an order in a high volume, in a high order. You can say he spoke in a deep and harsh word. I clashed with him, I messed up with him, and he came near me. He was about to beat me, but my villager, he caught him by his neck and caught his collar and threatened him not to just do like that because he is a child. Because really I was a child and he was so much senior to me. Because I only told him that you are not a GM of the company, general manager, you are speaking this. So you are a supervisor, you should love all the persons, they are working in the company. You should have the sympathetic nature. Because even in those days, I felt myself that people have forgotten empathy. What is the meaning of empathy? But someone must have sympathy. So I think it is sufficient for today, and in other parts of the videos I will bring some new autobiographical story about my life. So by then, take care of yourself. Have a nice day.